Hey gorgeous, today we're going to do something a little bit different and we're going to talk about why the Nationals winning the World Series, and that's baseball by the way, why it matters to your life and to your business. Trust me on this one, it'll all hang together by the end. Let's get to it. Welcome to the Powerhouse. Vanessa Long here, coach, trainer, and creator of Discovering Your Passion and Purpose, the Seasons of Success, and the Powerhouse Business Academy. For regular motivation, make sure you click subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified when we upload new content, which is every week. Today, we are looking at 3 reasons why I care that the Nationals won the World Series. Because let's be honest, let's just put it right out there on the table. A sports team sportsing and winning their championship doesn't actually impact us in any way unless we happen to be married or the person on the sportsing team that just won whatever their sportsing thing is. And I have lots of opinions about sports. I grew up in a sportsing family. I'm married to a sportsing man. I was an athlete growing up. There is a lot to talk about that I'm not going to talk about in this video because it's not the point. The point of this video is 3 reasons why I do care and how it's going to make my solopreneur coaching business better. And I wanted to share them with you. Hopefully it'll help you have a better, more successful view of looking at your business and your life and the way you work in the world. Basically, what we're creating here is called a metaphor. There you go. In NLP, metaphors are super important. In hypnosis, metaphors are super important. So we're going to talk about this. Just remember, it's a metaphor. You don't need to think about it because it's just gonna happen. Your unconscious mind is gonna eat this up and love it to pieces. If you want to know more about metaphors, if you want me to do a training on them, just, drop it in the comments. Let me know. Metaphors are so awesome. I love them so much. So here we go. 3 reasons why the Nationals winning the World Series actually matters to you and to me. Number 3, we're counting down, baby. Number 3 is the underdog. The Nationals were the underdog. What does that mean and why do we care? Well, there's a few reasons that they were the underdog. One is because they were the oldest team. So if you've got a little age under your belt like I do, just know that you're not too old to take it all. They were the oldest team by average age. They have a few younger players, but man, they have a lot of veteran players. And of course, this is just one of those things that makes me feel really old because they're old players. Like their oldest player is 42 and that's a couple years younger than me. So they're, yep, I'm old. Okay. But they're like veteran players are in their 30s. I remember being in my 30s. I didn't feel old in my 30s, but if you're a baseball player, you are old. Again, not the point. The point is they were old. Nobody expects an old team to win. You think you need to have a few veteran players to kind of season it up, give you the right mindset, but you need mostly young players who have lots of power, who can knock it out of the park. They're the oldest team, and they won the World Series. So if you're feeling a little bit old, now you can take that and run with it. Another reason that they were the underdog is because they started off really badly this season. Here's the thing about the Nationals. They have never been to the World Series before, not this franchise. Washington has been to the World Series before in like 1933, 34. For the last several years, they've gotten to the first round and then been knocked out. Last year, they didn't even make it. This year, they faced elimination 5 times. They were in 5 different elimination games and they were trailing. In other words, they were losing in every single game. And they came back to win every single game. Just think about that. Just wrap that around yourself. Like if you're struggling, if you're really not feeling like you're keeping up, if you're seeing all the bunnies out there doing an amazing job in whatever you do, like for me, I'm a solopreneur, I'm a coach, it's easy to get intimidated when you see the superstars out there blowing it up and doing an awesome job. Just remember, the Nationals won the World Series coming from behind, having a really bad start to their season. They were 19-31 as of May 24th. They made a flip. Their people got healthy. They got back in the game. They changed how they existed as a team, and we'll talk about that in number 2. And they totally came back. They totally made it happen. It was super exciting and super fun to watch. And that can be true for you as well. Even if you feel like you're way behind, even if you feel like you haven't gotten off to a strong start, you can change that around. You can make magic happen in your world. So the third reason that the Nationals winning matters is because they were the underdog. Nobody expected them to win. They were up against juggernauts of the Dodgers and then the Astros, and they still won. So yay! The second reason that the Nationals winning is because of Baby Shark. I was so proud of the fact that I had never heard the Baby Shark song going into the Nationals season. It's been around for a year or two, a couple of years. Gosh, it's maybe even longer, and it's a thing. If you've got like kids who are 2 and under, maybe even 4 and under, and I pray for your souls because I get it. You know the Baby Shark song. It is everywhere. And what happened is that at the beginning of the season, the Nationals seemed really serious. I've watched them in past seasons because they're my big yummy man's favorite team other than the Blue Jays, and they were serious. They had Bryce Harper. The dude is serious. They were a serious team up to serious things, and they lost. They couldn't get it together. Bryce Harper left. I'm not going to talk about that. There's enough Twitter memes going on to handle that part of it. But there they are at the beginning of the year. They're 19-31. That means 19 wins, 31 losses. So like they had lost a lot more than they'd won. And there they are. And then Gerardo Parra, who's one of their vets, decides that he's gonna change his walk-up theme. So when they come up to bat, they get music played for them. He decided that he was gonna play Baby Shark for his 2-year-old daughter. Okay, aw, isn't that awesome? Like, wouldn't you love to be that guy's kid? That he changed his walk-up theme to be Baby Shark. This is where the magic happens. This changed the entire ecosystem of the Washington Nationals. Something happened there around May 24 going into early June. I think it was early June that he changed his walk-up song. They started having fun. They started playing. Baby Shark became a thing. When they got to first, got a single, it was like a little thing. When they got to second, when they got to third, it was a big thing. And when this dude came up to bat, 40,000 people in the stands were all standing up and doing the dance and singing the songs, and people started wearing like shark glasses and shark heads and full shark costumes, and like it was everything for the Nationals, and it was hilarious to watch, and it was fun, and you could tell that the players were having fun. And then they brought in like a dance party. When somebody got a home run, they would go into the dugout and they were beating on the coolers and doing their little dance, and everybody would do their little dance. They were having fun, and it was amazing to watch the difference between their dugout and everybody else's dugout, because everybody else's dugout was like serious and their dugout was a party. And why does this matter? Because I think as solopreneurs, as coaches, one of the things I always say is we do deadly serious stuff. I work with my clients on incredibly vulnerable, personal stuff that they have never told anyone else, stuff that they have guilt and shame and fear around. That's deadly serious. And what I learned a few years ago is we do not have to be deadly serious when we're working on the deadly serious stuff. You can be up to big things in the world and still have fun doing it. And one of the things that happens, if you're like me, is I wasn't raised to play. I was raised to win. And I was very serious. I've mentioned this in other videos that like, I didn't like when people broke rules, and I couldn't handle it when things went sideways. And like, I would weep when I lost because I was brought up to win. And what I've learned in the last few years is that the more fun and play you bring into your work, the more fun that you have in your world. That's why I'm doing this video. It's just for fun. That the more fun you have, the higher it lifts your vibration, the more energized you feel, and the more capable you are of making a big impact in the world. So if we go back to that model of TFAR that I've been talking about, because I'm having fun and I'm thinking happy thoughts, good thoughts, joyful thoughts, it changes how I feel. I start to feel good, and when I feel good, I take different actions and I get better results. So if you want better results in your business, in your life, in your marriage, in your family, everywhere, think about, how could I have more play? How could I have more fun? The number one reason that I care that the Nationals won is because of this shirt. And it's not so much this shirt as it is the big yummy man who wears this shirt and who was wearing this shirt when the Nationals won. The number one reason that I care that the Nationals won is because my big yummy man has been waiting his whole life for this franchise to win. You see, one of the things that happens in sports is the teams move. Jerry Seinfeld makes an awesome joke about this in his recent special about we basically cheer for laundry. And we do, we cheer for laundry. So what happened was the Expos were in Montreal, which is in Quebec, which is in Canada. So they were the baseball franchise there. They moved at the end of 2004 to Washington and became the Nationals. But the franchise is still the Expos, to baseball nerds like my husband who have followed the Expos all along. The Expos never made it to the World Series. They definitely never won the World Series. And so he has been waiting his whole life for the Expos, now the Nationals, to get to the World Series. So over the last couple of weeks, we have been staying up way too late. We live in the Maritimes, which means we're an hour ahead of Eastern time, which means the games don't even start till 9. They finish at 1. And in the World Series, you can bet your bottom dollar that we stayed up. Do I really care that the Nationals won? No. Was it priceless for me to be there for my big yummy man when his boyhood dream came true and his team finally won the World Series? Oh yeah, you better believe it. So there I was at 1 o'clock, huddled up on the couch, wrapped up in my blanket. He'd been standing for the last hour wearing his shirt because his team was coming from behind one more time. Remember, they did it 5 times, coming from behind one more time to win it all. So what I want you to do is just look around your world, look at the people you love. What are their dreams that you can invest in? Yes, I fell behind on my sleep. Happily, I'm a coach, so I have a schedule that I can arrange so that I could sleep in and catch up on that sleep. But it was totally worthwhile to stay up with him and be part of this. And where can you do that with the people you love? Where can you be present with them and help them to celebrate their dreams coming true? Where can you do that with your clients? What are their dreams? And how can you invest your time and your energy in them to be there for them when their dreams come true? Nothing deepens a relationship and creates more intimacy than sharing the realization of dreams. Yes, we talk about going through tough times together, and that's important. It's being there at that moment where you've come through it together and now you can celebrate together that really cements a relationship. What's your negative goal today? What did you learn, realize, or remember that you can use in your life and your business right away? Where are you an underdog? Where can you have more fun? Or where can you deepen the intimacy and rapport in an important relationship so that you make your life and business better? Let me know in the comments below what's one thing that you can see that you can shift in those areas so I can cheer you on. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it out with your Powerhouse peers, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. It makes all the difference. For those of you Mojo Masters who know to hang around all the way to the end of the video, here is your bonus power tip. It takes a team. They didn't do it all by themselves. There wasn't one person who made this happen. It was a whole team that made it fun, that brought them back, that saw them through all these elimination games. So ask yourself, who's on your team? Who's on your side? Who celebrates your wins? Who kicks your butt when you need it? Who lifts you up when you're down? Who parties with you when you have your big wins? For a lot of my clients, they actually don't have those kinds of people in their life yet. And what we all need is a community where we can come together and celebrate together and celebrate our wins, mourn our losses, pick each other up, and move forward. It's what I do with my clients, and it's what I train my coaches to do with their clients. We have this unique opportunity to be a part of our clients' team, to be their biggest cheerleader and their biggest butt kicker. It is a sacred honor that I get to do that with my clients and my students, and I hope it's something that you have in your solopreneur coaching business as well. To find out more about how you can get me on your team and get into a community where we celebrate each other's wins, kick each other's butts when we need it, and lift each other up when we're down, check out the Powerhouse. I've linked it in the description, and it's our Facebook community. It's where we come together as powerful women to change our lives, change our businesses, and build a better world. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Let me know what you thought, and I'll see you in the next video.